Now you can hear me much better, huh? So, welcome to the weekend kickoff. Sources weekend kickoff. This is week number 2, and we have a lot of information that's going to be coming your way today to make sure you have your weekend all figured out. Whether it's Taylor or Tabitha or Donna or Caitlin, we have you covered from food to entertainment to the best coffee spots to all things sports and the best places to see them. I promise you today we're going to cover a lot of information, and I think you're going to really enjoy it because we're going to be getting to some good stuff. And as I'm talking right now, 100%. Hey, are you going to be talking about this? Yes, I am. My phone starts vibrating halfway through this. I'll tell them when we get off the air, or they can just tune in right now. And before we get to Donna to find out what we need to be doing the perfect weekend, I got a question for you. This is the question I ask on my socials, and I want you to add to it. Earlier in the week was Face Your Fears Day, and I don't care about the negative side of that because I have overcome some fears. So I want you to think about and maybe post up in here some fears that you've overcome. We're going to talk about that as we get closer and closer to all things Halloween. I think it's kind of important to overcome some fears. See what I'm doing there? Taking something scary, going to make it kind of positive. Are you ready? Let's bring her on in. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Donna with the perfect plan.
Thanks, Kramer. Guess what? Today I got some show and tell because this has to do with my topic. Do you want me to show you what I got?
Please do.
This is a hint. Can you see it?
Oh, a pumpkin.
We're going to be talking about pumpkin patches because that's something you should do with your family, I feel like, for the fall, right?
Oh, absolutely. My kids love pumpkin patches.
It's so much fun. My kids are a little bit older now. They don't enjoy going as much, but when they were younger, it was so much fun. You pick out your pumpkin, you bring it home, you carve it. Those are always interesting designs. If you let your child pick out the design, have you done that with your kids?
Yeah, we've done we've run the gauntlet on all of it where they create their own, they draw their own, we cut it out. We also get the little things that you shove inside the pumpkin so it looks like it's Iron Man or Mike from Monsters Inc. or all the other stuff that we've had. So yeah, we've run the gauntlet on all that.
I love it. Okay, so there's pumpkin patches that are opening. All of them are open now, all across the area. Here's a few of my favorite that we visited as a family, Gentry Farms. It's a 165-year-old locally owned farm. That's pretty incredible to me. 100-year-old farm but this is almost 200 years old.
That's awesome.
And they have so many activities for kids. You can go on a hayride. You may not have that in your backyard, so here's your chance to go on a hayride. You can, of course, buy your pumpkins. They used to allow you to pick your pumpkin from the patch. They're not doing that this year. I don't know. They said the fields need a rest, but that was always cool. Made for great pictures. There's also Lucky Led Farms, which is so cute, and they have a bunch of great kids activities. Both of those require an admission. There is a free one called Walden Farms in Smyrna, and they still have it.
I'm a big fan of that price range. Free $3.99, I'll accept.
Exactly. I like free, but you do have to pay for activities, and I don't know the exact price for activities. So if you want to ride on a hayride, I guess it kind of evens out, The other ones are kind of all inclusive. If your kids don't want to do the hayride, I guess you could literally go for free and buy a pumpkin. You have to pay for that, but there you go. We're going to have a list of...
Yeah, every option sounds great so far.
Yeah, so there's a list of them all around Middle Tennessee. If you want to travel, I feel like right now, great outdoor activities. You can maybe travel 45 minutes or an hour and go see what different areas have pumpkin patches. Makes for great pictures. Start thinking about your Christmas pictures for your family.
We have not updated our family pictures, and I was told we have to do it this year. So you're giving me some good ideas because it's been like 3 years. Our kids have grown immensely in 3 years. My wife and I, pretty much the same people. I just have more gray hair, but the kids, they're like a lot bigger than now that they're 9 and 7 as opposed to 6 and 4.
I know it changes a lot.
Yeah.
Also, for us in our area, it's fall break. So a lot of people are home or may got stuck home because Southwest canceled your flight. I don't know.
Timely. I love that. Yeah, our kids are out of school today and tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got a whole list of staycation things to do. Be a tourist in your own city. So I love... I feel like we only do things that, how it is. When people come to town, you're like, oh, yeah, sure, we'll go see that. We've never seen that. So we've got a list of that. I think go see the Grand Ole Opry. Have you been to the show at the Grand Ole Opry?
I have not. I'm part of the problem. I'm part of the problem. I apologize. It's yes. Okay. Yes. I know.
It's a very timely. I mean, it's a huge Nashville tradition. Everybody should go, even if you don't like country music. It's just the whole tradition of it. It's the longest. I think it's one of the longest running radio shows.
Mm-hmm.
The tower for the Grand Ole Opry is right here in Brentwood. The big tower. At one point, I think it was one of the towers that sent the largest signal in the area. But it's been there for a while. Anyway, just a little connection. You should go. You can get a backstage tour. I've been to some shows and I've been backstage. It is so fun to be back there. They're probably not going to allow you to do that with artists there right now because of COVID, but you can take a tour afterwards after the show is over and everybody's cleared out. But it's really fun. You should go check that out.
Now, have you been backstage with an artist? Because you have connections? Because you are connected. So I'm asking you to drop a name right now.
I have. I've been there. So here's a couple of things I love to do at the Opry is when someone has their Opry debut and you get invited by that artist. So, that is so much fun to see that excitement on their face. There's a special dressing room for those Opry debut people. I mean, there's nothing it's just a monumental moment for those artists, and that is so much fun. And then I've been several times when people have got inducted to the Grand Ole Opry. That is also so much fun. When Luke Combs got inducted, I was there. That was so much fun to watch and see the emotion that they have on stage, receiving that, being invited into the family, making it official. It is amazing.
I've said this before, and I got some flack for it, but in a world of Lukes, I'm less Brian, more Combs, physically. Physically. It's just a physical thing.
Yeah. Okay, I could see that.
Yeah.
Wait, did you wear the Crocs, though? Do you have a pair of Crocs?
I don't have his Crocs. Hold on, am I wearing Crocs currently? Oh, yeah. You brought something for the show. Yes. Yes, and they are tie-dyed.
Okay. But do you have the Luke Combs Crocs? He has his own line of Crocs.
He's got the skull on it. They're so cool looking. Him and Post Malone and Bieber, they've all got their own brands, and that's back with the free 99 for the pumpkin patch. That's more my budget. Regular Crocs are more my budget. I can't drop a brand.
Wait a minute. What is your shirt? Are you wearing Columbia? Because this is the Luke Combs. You can do this for Halloween. Talk about Halloween and pumpkin patches. The Luke Combs outfit is a hat.
Uh-huh.
I think it's a Bass Pro Shop hat most of the time. A Columbia shirt. He's reaching.
Should I?
A Columbia shirt. You got to wear the Columbia shirt. The Crocs.
Right.
I'm trying to think what else.
I don't look like the guy, but I look like the guy. I mean, it's, I get it. I'm sturdy, hefty, beard, Southern accent. Now, some of my friends claim I don't have an accent, but I know I do. Because when I go to New York, I sound like Larry the Cable Guy, with the same accent. I know I have one. It
depends on where you're located, right?
Yeah, for sure.
What part of the country? Let's see. Oh, here's something else you got to do. Go check out Radnor Lake. It is so cool. It's in Nashville. 1,000 acres of trails and just inside the city. You talk about somebody else, a celebrity guest who's had their picture taken there several times with fans. Taylor Swift.
Okay.
That's one of her favorite places in Nashville.
And you might see her. Just like Timberlake at his restaurant, he might pop in. He might be there doing a photo shoot.
I see we have a theme going here. I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah.
There's also the Tennessee State Museum. It's free to residents. It just moved to a new location. I think it was about 2 years ago. It's a really nice building. So you want to learn more about your state. There's all kinds of things. There's changing exhibits. What did you say you like? Free. So this is free. Get your kids out of the house.
Yeah.
For free.
Yeah. The least amount of money we spend on something is when they spend time on their Switch, which we had to buy, but at this point it's now free. But they got to get out. They got to see. They got to travel. There's nothing better than watching something for the first time through their eyes. If you've seen it before, there's nothing better than seeing it again through their eyes. So yeah, absolutely be a tourist in your own town.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So we talked about restaurants last week. I got a couple updates for you. This is not exactly the best news, but I feel like people need to know. Hermitage Cafe in downtown Nashville, always known as a late night spot. or any time of day, but mostly a late night spot. When things close down, people head here to get that, soak up that last,
We know.
well, we don't want to know.
We get it.
They are closing on October 31st. You got a few weeks to go check them out. It is like really tiny. It is an iconic place. It's been open for 30 years. So it's really, I like new and development, I guess what I'm trying to say. But sometimes when you take away the old and the things that we've known and familiar, it's kind of hurts because that's what's happening here. So,
but what a night to leave on Halloween night.
I know, right? I can't wait to see what's going to happen. They say that some of the employees are going to start a food truck so you can maybe have that same kind of food that they have there, but they haven't worked that out yet. So we'll keep you updated. If they start a food truck, we will let you know.
Yeah, you're in touch with everything.
Also, Gigi's Kitchen, Bakery, and Cafe just closed in Brentwood. It opened about a year ago. Have you heard of Gigi's Cupcakes?
No, but I'm interested. You said one of the words I love the most.
Well, Gigi
earlier
Butler,
I said pumpkins on purpose because that's the way I say it around my kids. Cup and cakes is how I refer to them around the house too. I call them cup and cakes.
How do you eat your cupcakes?
I rip the bottom off so I can eat that first. Then I go all frosting as the tops. The top's the best.
Okay. So this, oh man, I'm going to forget who told me this. This artist told me, I was at this event, she cuts them in half and makes like a sandwich so that you've got cake on the top and cake on the bottom and icing in the middle.
You know what? That's a good one. I like mine better because it's more icing. Like I like it to be a 75% icing when I go for it.
I don't like that much icing. But...
There's nothing better than getting a cupcake that you don't know, because I rip the bottom off like it's like a mushroom. Like I rip the bottom half of it off, and then there's something inside. We get the wait, I wasn't expecting that little delicious dollop inside. I'm ready to go.
There you go.
So Gigi,
Gigi created Gigi's Cupcakes. She closed that chapter, decided to open it. It was called Pies by Gigi. Then she changed the name to Gigi's Kitchen, Bakery, and Cafe. Anyway, it's all closed. We don't know what's next for her. So it's kind of a sad thing. She did try to open this last year in August 2020. That is kind of in the middle of the pandemic. So we'll see what's next for her. But I didn't get a response back to them as to her official close date. But I saw this morning on social media that it closed on Monday. So if you missed it, you missed it. It's gone.
We can't go back in time unless somebody knows Doc Brown and you can have access to a flux capacitor. Great stuff. You built a time machine out of a DeLorean? That's my voices. I just did them.
Oh.
Impersonations for the first time for anybody.
So many talents. I had no idea.
It's something. Hey, I asked a question earlier as we're at the end of this. I don't want to forget. Earlier this week, we had Fear Day. Let me see if I can remember the exact words that I put up there. Face Your Fears Day. Now, is there a fear that you have overcome? Because I don't want to talk about fears that you still have. Let's talk about overcoming and activity.
Okay. Fears of overcoming. Well, I can't say snakes because I'm still afraid of snakes. And I just saw one a couple of times this summer on the trails while running. Man, they were way more than I expected.
Yeah,
this summer.
Unexpected snakes are the worst. If you're at a zoo there behind glass, you're still kind of creepy. I get that, but unexpected in the wild, worst.
Oh, I mean, the screams that people thought something was probably attacking me on the trail as I run up on it and you see it slither. Okay, well, that's not what you want. This is kind of funny, but it is true. I have overcome the idea of black coffee, but now I love black coffee.
You had to fool yourself into liking it. How did that happen? If this is gross, I'll teach myself to like something that I think is gross naturally.
Well, I'm starting to cut out sugar. So, because I can listen. I do. You like
butter?
Butter? No, I haven't done that. I know.
Coffee.
Black coffee, cold brew black coffee.
Oh, so bitter. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I also can't do it because this is me off of caffeine. Imagine me on coffee. I run hot naturally. Like I don't do a lot of caffeine. So coffee is like, it's all of it. Give me all the caffeine, all the anxiety. Let me have it.
I think I was just like, okay, I'm trying to cut out sugar, trying to eat a little more healthier. So I thought, I'm just going to do it. I see a lot of people doing it. You know, all the really coffee snob people, because they don't want to pollute their coffee, it's only black coffee.
Yeah. My coffee is barely tan when I do drink it. It is barely tan. It is mostly dairy and sugar. It is, you can't even call it coffee. Coffee snobs will hate me.
I feel like it's easier to do when it's iced. Iced is easier to do black because the water, the ice, I get extra ice. It kind of helps water it down so it's not quite as bitter. Hot is a little more difficult, I feel like, and depends on what kind of coffee you get. I've been lately adding a little bit of oat milk to it occasionally.
Okay. I like my coffee in the form of a Red Bull. Because like I work a lot of weekends, like I DJ events super late at night. So I say I don't do a lot of caffeine. Although I nap on Friday before I go DJ an event on Friday night, because sometimes I'm out till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'll have a Red Bull en route to my events. So I'm in that prime caffeine, so the anxiety is overcome by the atmosphere of the fun, or it's like a wedding day on a Saturday. I'll have one and I'll sip it over like 4 or 5 hours, so there's less anxiety. I don't know.
Okay, so not the big crash. You don't like chug it and then hit the big crash.
No, because prior to crash, you have racing thoughts and full. You know what? I'm not helping anybody with their weekend by telling you about my idiosyncrasies, but I'm overcoming them. My fear of speaking in public 100% has been overcome, and that's not my main one. It's just one of them. So here we are talking to the. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. We've got some great things to think about for the weekend. It's sad about some of the restaurants that are gone, but you know what? I will look to see what they're going to be doing and what else is going to be happening. And I guess next week we'll get a full breakdown of that.
Yes, we'll bring you good news next week, but I feel like sometimes you got to get the bad and the good, you know? We got to balance it out.
They did a lot, and we have to acknowledge that, like, it stinks. I hate that you're gone, but, you know, that we have to tell the people, and that's what you do.
That's why we're here to tell the people. Hey, we'll see you back next week. We've had fun doing this, so I hope everybody's enjoyed it.
Likewise. Thank you so much.
All right.
I just realized as I hang up that sometimes you take the good, you take the bad, because she says you have to take the bad with the good. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life. Hey, real quick, shout out to Jeremy, who's overcome his fear of abandonment. Stephanie is the world, and Stacy says, great, the fear that I couldn't survive as a single mom with only one income and no assistance. Almost 2 years later, myself and my son doing just fine. It's tight, but we are happy. That is a great one to overcome right there. Wonderful. Now let's get in with Taylor and go find out what's going down on the scene with Taylor.
All right. Thank you, Kramer. So today I think I'm going to stick with the fall theme that I started last week, but today I'm going to talk about fall themed coffee at some local coffee shops around town. So I'm going to start with a local Franklin favorite, the Coffee House. They have brought back their pumpkin pie latte, and that's made with brown sugar and cinnamon. They have added pumpkin spice pancakes to their menu. So that's exciting. And then for those who don't like caffeine or don't want to over-caffeinate themselves throughout the day, they have the nutmeg apple cider, which is a combination of apple cider and oat milk. So sounds interesting. I'm not sure. I haven't tried that one yet. So drop a comment. Let us know what it tastes like.
I was talking with Donna a second ago. We talked about coffee. So it's awesome you're doing this.
Sweet.
I can't do a lot of coffee. And to the coffee snobs, I might have offended them that it's so bitter that my coffee, when I drink it, is mostly not coffee anymore. It is everything else. So the challenge is out there for all the coffee houses you're about to let us know about. I need to find the perfect coffee for people like me that the bitterness is just too much, and the caffeine, I got to bring that caffeine down.
Yeah.
Caffeine free.
Oh, man. Well, there are lots of options out there for you, okay?
Okay.
So in Columbia, I love this coffee shop. They've got the Buckhead Coffee House, and they always put out a very fun seasonal menu. So this year they have the Hocus Pocus, which is a bourbon caramel latte. And then they have a Halloween Town, which is a butter pecan and salted caramel latte. So I think that would be good for you. It sounds pretty sweet.
Yes, salt and caramel. I'm in. I'm in on those two things.
And then it looks like they're also trying to introduce some of their Christmas drinks. They have got the Santa Claus, and that's going to be dark chocolate and peppermint. So they're getting everyone ready for both seasons, both holidays.
I love that you had Hocus Pocus. Like I saw earlier in the week, there's some other places that are doing Hocus Pocus, themed everything, which you can't go wrong with that.
I mean, every year I read Hocus Pocus, and it's just like the best tradition that I've started for myself.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And then there's out by the airport, there's this coffee shop called Caliber Coffee Co. And they have brought back their seasonal favorite. It's a Belgian waffle latte. And that's made with maple syrup, and it's got whipped cream and powdered sugar on top. And then they've also introduced a golden snitch. This is going to be a twist on their butterbeer latte. And it's made with butter rum. I haven't had that one, but it sounds very intriguing.
Yeah, you're hitting all the great movies. Good for you. You've done some great research to incorporate all the different movies and all the different coffees. That's great.
I love coffee, and I love supporting like my favorite movie themes. So I am down for it.
That is an excellent lane to be in.
And then I know it's hard for everyone to like stop and go into their favorite coffee shop. So of course they've got Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts. So Starbucks has brought back their pumpkin spice latte, which is a holiday favorite. And then they also introduced their pumpkin cream cold brew, which is my favorite at Starbucks right now. But Dunkin' Donuts also has a pumpkin cream cold brew, and I think I might like that one a little bit better because it's not as sweet. And in general, I tend to lean more towards Dunkin' Donuts. I know that's very controversial, but I do.
Look at the donkeys. They're both missing an opportunity to put the word witches before brew. Cold witches brew. They're missing an opportunity.
I think you should be their new marketing person. That is a good one.
No too. I think I should be everybody's marketing person.
I'd hire you.
And pay me.
Yeah. So, and then, Dunkin' Donuts also introduced refreshers. They got apple cranberry refreshers that can be made with green tea or oat milk. And I have had the oat milk one. It is delicious and refreshing.
Good.
Yeah.
Now, I asked a question earlier to everybody, and I want to get your take on this. Earlier in the week was Face Your Fears Day, but I don't like saying what's your biggest fear, because that means you haven't overcome it. What is a fear you have overcome?
Okay, this is going to sound silly, but I think I have overcome the catch and release game bugs in the house. I used to just ignore their existence, and they'll go away, but now I catch and release them because I hate bugs. But
I like that you call it catch and release, because that could be used for so many things in life. Catch and release for the bugs. That way you don't have to step on the spider. You go back and be free. And of course, when you're fishing, when you're out ripping lips, you catch and release. That's where it comes from. We all know that because we're in the South. But I lived in New Orleans for a while. And so you go to day parades and you get all your beads. Then you go out at night and release them back into the wild, like with the home from the balconies and stuff. That was our catch and release. So it's fun that you use that for the bugs. So I'm glad you got that in your life.
Dude, I love that. I'm going to try that with the beads though now.
You're welcome. That, and here's another phrase, and you can use this at any parade where there's alcoholic beverages going around.
Okay.
Or tailgates. If somebody has to drag a cooler with them, hey man, lighten your load. Just say that to them, and about half of them will go like, yeah, man, here you go. My friend Daniel came up with that. I have to give him all the credit. Daniel Oren, great job on lighten your load. It's the greatest thing ever.
He was thinking ahead with that one.
Yes. Well, as we get ready for the weekend, you've given us some great places to go stop off and get our enjoyable caffeine. And again, the task is set to find me the coffee that I love, because it's like that and wine, two things that I wish I liked, so I look fancy.
We won't talk about the wine. We won't talk about it.
Nope. You know what? That's a project for another day, Taylor.
Another day.
All right. You have a wonderful weekend.
Thanks. You too.
Have you been keeping up with the things we've overcome, the fears we've overcome? Maybe. Let's get to Caitlin.
Thanks, Kramer.
Now I'm ready to learn about all the things that I haven't said this publicly a lot. You know this, but for everybody else, I don't know a lot about sports. I follow enough, but I have kids. I know way more about Minecraft. I know so much more about Minecraft than I should, so I need some help.
You can help me out there, and I can help you out here.
It's diamond status. You got to get diamond things. You get your diamond blades. That's all their life is right now, is getting the diamond upgrade.
To me.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Let's get into it.
Well, we have a big week ahead because the NHL is back, and the Nashville Predators will be kicking off their 24th season. The home opener is going to be Thursday the 14th at 7 p.m. And the really cool thing is they're going to be starting the season against the Seattle Kraken, which is the expansion team that kicked off this summer. They had their draft in July, and every team in the NHL was able to offer and expose a couple players for them to draft. So they ended up taking forward Calle Jarnkrok from the Preds, and he's going to do great there, but will definitely be missed here. But the Preds were able to, with that space, bring in a lot of young talent. So they just published their opening night roster tonight. Consists of 23 players. Going to be a really exciting homestand series because they have 3 more games from the 16th to the 21st that are going to be at Bridgestone. And Kramer, I don't know if you have been to a game at Bridgestone Arena, but I don't think there's any better place to watch a sporting event.
You know, right on the glass. You got to be on the glass. You got to bang on the glass and wait for like cool stuff to, you know, like hat tricks. That's all been done, but I feel like there's more excitement that can be done than throwing hats.
I mean, you talk about dinner and a show. I've seen catfish. The last time that I was at Bridgestone Arena this past season, there was catfish thrown on the ice. There aren't many other places that you can go and see a live band perform during every intermission. So it is the coolest.
Are you on your way? Stopping to get some catfish. I'll be there in a minute.
Exactly. Got to smuggle that in with the purse and everything. So, but that'll be a really exciting time to be down on Broadway. I know a lot of the restaurants down near Bridgestone Arena do 10% off if you show your Preds tickets or are wearing Preds gear on game nights. So it's really exciting that they're back for that 82 game full season, and everything will be underway. It'll be a sea of yellow down there.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm a fan, and I'm a fan of action. I'm not really the smartest guy. If you want any advice, if you want any coaching, can't help you. You want to have fun at a game? I'm the guy to sit beside.
I could see that for you. I don't know if you saw Taylor Lewan during the playoffs was down close to the glass, and the cameras went on him. This was one of their last home games during the playoffs in May, and he ripped his shirt open and started doing some sort of chant, and it was I guess the electricity that the fans needed, but he definitely seems like he is in that category with you. But speaking of the Titans, they're going to have their Monday Night Football debut here at home at Nissan Stadium against the Buffalo Bills on Monday. So it's really just going to be one big fun party weekend down on Broadway from Thursday to Monday with all the excitement going on down there. But, you know, Bills Mafia, they have a reputation. I think it extends to all of sports fans, but there's some lively fans as well. So it's going to be fun hosting them. And I have heard that Nashville Underground and Acme Feed and Seed and bars like that are great spots to watch the game if you don't have tickets, because you get everything on TV and you can see great view of the stadium. So that'll be a really fun time as well.
Well, thank you so much for filling it in and letting me know what to do. Now we have a great weekend planned ahead of us.
Exactly. Get ready.
Thank you, Caitlin.
Have a good one.
Now, as we get everything ready for the weekend, I do know we need to figure out what's going on with the weather. We're going to get with Tabitha in just 1 second. I do want to get back to some of the fears people have overcome. Shannon Schroeder says, quitting my meaningless job that I've had for almost 20 years because I thought I was stuck there. Found a new job I love. Look forward to coming to work now. It's great. What's a fear you overcame? John Greer is in the medical field, and he's overcoming blood. He's been at it for 20 years. He's still overcoming that one, unfortunately. Halston, being sexy. He's overcome the fear of being sexy. So I don't know if that he is or he's accepted it. I don't know how that goes. Now let's get back to find out what's going to happen with the weather now that we have our plans in store for us. There's a lot of plans to go over, but how's the weather going to work out today, Tabitha?
As we've seen a lot this week, we've had lots of rain, and we will get a break from that as the rain continues to move out. But unfortunately for this weekend, the storms will still stick around. You can see for Friday, we'll have a high of 83 and a low of 60. And as we continue throughout the weekend, look at those lows. We're going to be in the 40s, which is a lot colder than what we've even had over the summer when we were in almost the mid-90s and 100s. So, you know, with those storms moving through, we're not going to have a lot of events happening this weekend, as I know there are a lot of festivals and those may get canceled.
But with the weather being that way, it makes this so much better. The fact that I'm wearing a flannel and my beard, like I finally look like I understand the weather.
Yeah, it's really starting to feel like fall nowadays. And luckily, we don't live out west because they're currently having winter storms right now.
Yeah, I welcome them, but I don't. I don't really welcome them. I don't. But yeah, so thank you so much. Real quick, earlier this week was Face Your Fears Day. Is there any fear that you have faced and conquered that you can share with us?
Well, funny story. I am going to school for meteorology. And as a kid, I was always afraid of thunderstorms and lightning. So back when I was 12 years old, I think this is even mentioned on my bio on the website, but when I was 12, I was standing outside waiting for the bus to come pick me up for school. I think I was in 5th grade. And it was a beautiful day, pink, blue skies, nothing happening, nothing going on. And all of a sudden, this bolt of lightning comes down and it hits my backpack. And you can see like the lightning bolt just going everywhere across the driveway and the sidewalk. And I was scared for my life as a kid, but that actually like sparked my interest in becoming a meteorologist.
And you're not a parent yet, but yet spark your interest is a good dad pun. And I know dad puns. I do. Tabitha, thank you so much. I'm glad you conquered that fear. Now you're keeping us safe and ready for the weekend.
Of course.
Now, I do want to say, as we were talking, just notice this came in, something you have overcome. Oh, wait, let me make sure I'm on the screen. Hey, there I am. Now I'm bigger. Hey, this is live, folks. There was somebody else posted up about storms. Charla Oren says storms. She's overcome her fear of storms by studying, understanding storms, and becoming a certified NOAA storm watcher. I no longer am afraid of them. That is fantastic. But we are at the end of our broadcast. I went a little bit overtime, but I was talking food and sports and excitement and weather and all the things that you need to prepare for this weekend. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If you have something you want to add to, like I know we have the pumpkin patches, the link is there. The 5 fall staycation ideas, the link is there. But maybe you want to share some information about a great restaurant, a great place to get some coffee, a place that's going to teach me how to like coffee. Maybe there's an event that you think we should cover. Let us know. Either post it up in the comments or send us a direct message. That way we can get it going on for next week. And I'll see you again next Thursday or whenever you see this. If you see this on a Friday afternoon, then or a Saturday, either way. We'll see you the next go round of one of these. Thanks for all the likes and all the comments. And thanks for tuning in today.